Now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Inappropriate Movie Database of 2024. It's the comedy game show about content warnings. I'm your host, Nick Martucci. I'm so happy to be here. Took like a couple of weeks off almost, and I've missed this. I've missed talking at a camera while my friends watch me. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not a member of the Facebook group, you should join that. If you search Inappropriate Movie Database or click the link in the description of this video, that's where you can get all the information about this show, including how to be on it. We are booking for January. I believe there's still a couple of spots left. I believe Monday the 21st at 8 p.m. Eastern, we are doing movies that either won or were nominated for Best Makeup Oscars. And on the 29th at 8 p.m., we are doing, what are we doing? Oh, movies based on TV shows. So if you want to be a part of either of those shows or just want to keep up with a fun community, join that group or follow Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. I promise that at some point I will start updating those again. Also, if you want to be notified about openings on this show, sometimes people drop out last minute. I have just opened up a group chat on Facebook that I welcome anybody to. If you want last minute bookings, if you don't want to commit to a date until you know for sure that your night is open, you can find that post on Facebook as well. That business is over. Now, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but winners of every show have the optional choice to assign to me a movie that I've never seen that I have to watch before the next episode. I had a little extra time to watch this, which means I watched it today. Last episode, Manix Catino assigned me the 2003 movie Moonchild. It is a Japanese sci-fi, fantasy, action, vampire movie. It is written and stars J-pop stars. It takes place in the distant future of 2014. I saw it today, and I don't know how much more I can tell you about the movie. It didn't hit for me. I had a hard time following what was happening. I had a hard time staying invested with the characters. You can really tell a lot of the actors' limitations with their skills. I think fans of these guys really enjoyed the movie. I know Mannix really enjoys the movie. It I don't know that I didn't like it. It just did not stick for me. And I will likely forget that I saw it in a week. So that's Moonchild. If you want to watch it, the only place I found it was YouTube. Uh, Maybe this week I'll get a new thing that might be easier to watch. I hope it's easier to watch because I'm only going to have like 4 days to watch the next movie. All of that's out of the way. Tonight, first episode of the year, we are revisiting first movies in series. Really, that's just any movie that has two or more sequels. Uh, let's bring in this wonderful group of people that are joining me for the first episode of the year. Love them all. So happy they're on the show. Welcome, Conor Shanahan, Josh Poirier, Elsie Clark, and Marty Viscosi. Welcome, everybody.
Hey, Nick.
Hello. Good to be here.
Good to be here.
I'm so happy to see all of your faces. Now, before we jump to talking to y'all individually, let's get a point on the board with a mini game. This mini game is probably the go-to mini game for this show. This is called Keywords. Basically, on IMDb, every movie has user-assigned keywords. These keywords can be super vague or super specific, just a bunch of phrases and words that help you figure out what category the movie falls under. Anybody can add these, and they do. So what I'm going to do is start reading a bunch of keywords from a movie. I want you all to yell out if you think you know the movie, there's no penalty for wrong answers. This falls within the theme of the night. And let's just see if we can start the show off with a point. So this first movie has keywords like writing in sand, man with beard,
Castaway.
not Castaway, embarrassing male nudity, denied to speak, class differences.
Lord of the Flies.
Nope. Forbidden Zone.
Hunger Games.
Nope. Man and woman share a horse. And just so you know, there were 13 movies with that keyword.
Planet of the Apes.
It is Planet of the Apes.
Oh, wow.
It was when they shared that horse together and they ate it. That scene where they shared that horse that jumped right into my mind.
It was better than the other scene where they shared the horse sexually.
Yeah. Tomato.
The other keywords in Planet of the Apes: astronaut, lobotomy, 40th century, science runs amok, Statue of Liberty, New York City, plot twist, astronomical object in title, simian fiction, and primate humanoid.
And damn dirty apes.
The best musical on The Simpsons ever.
Well, yes.
I hates every ape I see from chimpanzee to chimpanzee. The greatest line in a musical ever.
Dr. Zayas.
Well, that means we got 1 point on the board and time to introduce our first guest of the night, Conor Shanahan. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Nick. It's great to be here. Happy New Year, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you say that, we all just have to agree.
Yeah. I mean, try to argue it. It's such a happy New Year.
No, I think we're all doing as well as we can do.
Yes, sir. I agree. Yeah.
Okay, I just don't look happy. I'm perfectly happy. I just don't look happy.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Great
that's
to be
one
back.
thing we can say about Josh Poirier. Never happy.
Never.
Never seen him laugh
No.
or see a smile on that face. I've never heard the worst jokes I've ever heard.
That is a great sentence right there. I love that sentence.
Conor,
He never giggles.
Mm.
Terrible.
What's up, Nick?
Conor, I know that you helped me out and jumped into this game pretty close to record time. So I
Yeah.
don't expect you to have thought about this topic too much. But off the top of your head, any first movies and series that you want to recommend to people?
Well, Nick, as we know, even if I knew what the topic was a week ago, I still would have a bad answer for you. I mean, historically speaking, that's how it goes. How about it's a cop-out answer. It's an easy one, but it was such a huge movie for me in theaters when I was a kid. Let's go with Jurassic Park. It's a great movie.
Yes, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, it's an easy, cheap answer, but hey, what are you gonna
I
do?
mean, it's a near perfect movie.
I got nothing to
yeah.
say. I agree. It's great.
Yeah, there's no.
Could
Do
put
you find any of the sequels worth it?
I mean, I'm glad they're making them. I'm glad that kids are loving them, and I get to give my nephews like dinosaurs every Christmas and their birthday. It's fun. There's redeeming parts. I didn't love Jurassic World like the rest of the world did, but it was good enough and it was fun enough. But you know,
I'm right.
I'm a
there
cynical
with
old
you.
man.
I I could not get into Jurassic World and haven't watched the last two of them, but
Oh, you should because I forget which one's which now, but the second one, whatever that is, Fallen Kingdom, it's like they took 3 scripts. They were like, I don't know what we're doing with this, and then they just threw them together like Hollywood does. There are drastically different storylines that are being mashed together, and then Toby Jones gets thrown into the end as this pseudo like Donald Trump figure who is an auctioneer. Oh, it's so bad. It's not good, but if I win,
then,
you're going to have to watch Fallen Kingdom.
Me.
Yeah. It's worth watch. I mean, the visuals are amazing. There's this insanely sad platoon-like moment, which just like, I don't know what they're going for because it's too sad. Josh knows what I'm talking about there with that poor brachiosaurus. All right, anyway, but Great to
Fun
be
fact-
back, and what a happy new year for everybody.
Fun little fact that probably only mean anything to Connor about the Lost World, Jurassic Park. The writer of that was a big Warren Zevon fan, so that's why the characters are named Van Owen and Roland.
I like
Also
that.
Roland.
Is that
And-
why there are so many werewolves when they go to London?
Yeah, it is.
Guns, lawyers, money across the board. There are redeeming parts of Lost World, certainly, and
Lost
they bring a
World,
lot
I
more of the
stand
book
by.
in. Yeah. That like
I
Lost
think-
World's
yeah.
good.
The scene on the cliff
Yeah.
is just as intense, if not more so, than most of the first one.
It's
You're
it's
just
like
mixed.
classic Spielberg, who I'm remembering you're not a huge fan of in general, but
I like Spielberg. I don't really, I haven't kept up with a lot of his stuff in the last like 20 years, but I think he has enough in his back catalog that I love so much.
I
nice.
stopped paying attention after Fableman's 3.
Yeah.
Fableman's
World
played
Tour.
Meet the Clumps.
I wish I had taken a sip. Damn it.
I stopped paying attention to West Side Story when they only gave it to him because he's really good working with sharks.
All right. Also coming back to the show, when I totaled up everybody's point totals for last year, this guy almost came in first, but decided to have one of the worst games he's ever played on the last episode.
Fuck you, Bridget.
Falling into second place by 3 points, but still one of my favorites. Josh Poirier, welcome back to the show.
So, Nick, how's it going?
Going good. How are you?
Good. Got a job, so I'm happy with that. So
Hell yeah.
we're good for there.
Congrats, buddy. That's great.
Well, Josh, you've had the most time, even though you forgot that you were on this episode. Do you have anything you want to recommend to people?
Yeah, I have two of them, and both of them are relatively large movie franchises. One for a different reason than the other. I would have to go with Rocky
Uh-huh.
for the good reason, because it's just
Mm.
fantastic movie through and through. And then the sequels were great until the one that doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's weird. Like the fact that there were like 8 movies in the Rocky franchise at this point, and only one of them is bad, is
I know, that's
amazing.
It really is. Like, I didn't even think about it. It's one of the best series of all time in terms of movie quality, which is weird because you don't think of it in that level. And the other one would start off with the best movie of all time and ended with the worst movie of all time, Jaws. Another Spielberg, but Jaws, the original Jaws is by far the best movie I've ever seen.
It's probably my favorite movie of all time. I think it is.
Jaws is great. I saw the second one last year and really feel like I don't need to see the third or fourth one.
No, you do.
You do.
Jaws 3D is one of the funniest, some of the funniest special effects you'll ever see in any film ever.
I
Jaws
feel like,
Jaws 3D is essentially Jurassic Park. It is almost exactly the same storyline. Like all the character archetypes are just like shifted over. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You got to see 3 and 4.
Have y'all seen the Sharksploitation documentary?
Yes.
No, where's this?
Oh, it's on Shudder and it's really good. And they talk a lot about Jaws 3D. But it's really, really sorry. I don't want to take.
That's fine.
It's super, super good. I really liked it.
I'm gonna add that to my list as soon as this is done.
There's a specific moment in it that I literally jumped on my couch because it caught me so off guard. But it's really good.
Yeah.
I'm actually reading Carl Gottlieb's The Jaws log right now, which I'm surprised I never have read before. So I'm loving this. I should have said.
Well, that's
the shark is always broken is in New York now.
the other going back, the opposite of Rocky. It's amazing that they put out 4 Jaws movies back to back to back, and then never again.
I know. In fact,
you would think by now somebody would have tried to do another Jaws movie.
And the funny thing was, it was a running joke in Back to the Future where it was Jaws 27.
Exactly. I feel like we've talked about this on the show before, but I think the best part of Jaws: The Revenge is Michael Caine's quote of "I haven't seen the movie, but I saw the what is it, the yacht or the house?
The house.
I saw the house it bought, and it's beautiful."
Yeah.
Well, Josh, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
Also returning to the show with 3 extra points, the person who had the most combined points of last year. One of our favorite guests, Marty Viscosi. Welcome back to the show.
Hello, it's a delight to be back knowing that I'm just a little bit better than Josh Poirier as a person.
We can all aspire to be a little bit better than Josh Poirier.
Well, you know,
Truly,
you're also
it's a good
that
feeling.
it makes me feel great in comparison. You're also fantastic.
Well, now I feel like a dick. I will not be stopped, but I do feel like a dick.
Well, Marty, I'm very, very curious what movie you might have to recommend for this topic.
So am I, because I forgot what this topic was until I saw the messenger name. I like a lot of bad movies that have many sequels because I like horror movies, and that's most of them. We disagree on this pretty hard, but I think you know what I'm gonna say. I think my favorite first that I firmly do not think has had a single good sequel is Scream.
I mean, yes, we disagree on the sequels, but Scream is such a fucking amazing script.
It is.
It is. I love it so much. That's my like go-to, like, oh, you don't like horror movies, but you want to try something a little spooky. Like, I love Scream so much. I think it's, if there's such thing as a perfect horror movie, I think Scream is in that arena.
Not just that, it's a perfect whodunit.
Yeah.
Like,
I love it.
One of my like just turn my brain off things for the last few months is watching people on YouTube watch movies. And one movie that I keep watching people watch is Scream. And it's amazing watching people who know nothing about it, unable to predict what's happening, and watching all of the tricks they do in it to throw you off the trail, and some things they outright tell you at the beginning, but you refuse to believe.
That's my favorite part of watching it with other people too, because I am the obnoxious person that will keep like looking over like, and I love it.
I think one of my favorite things, and I don't want to spoil this almost 30-year-old movie, but what's amazing the more you watch it is how much you realize the killers are so bad at what they do. Like, they're so obvious, they're constantly basically telling on themselves. It's amazing. And the fact that it works also, that Matthew Lillard performance is one of the best performances in any movie, period.
I would watch him paint a wall, but like I love Matthew Lillard so much. I think he's a scream queen. I think he's a rare example of like a gay icon that's actually a straight man. Partially for this movie, but like I just think it's all around great. I did one of my favorite like Salem mass things that I've done was last year. I was there for Halloween and I went to a shadow cast of Scream, like an all drag shadow cast, and it was like truly incomparable. Like, it was just so much fun. It was such a good time. If you haven't gone to like any drag shows in the Salem area, there's some really, really fun performers there. Just like weird, like queer art drag, but this Shadowcast was just like absolutely ridiculous. And one of my favorite parts of the whole thing, the person who was playing Gail Weathers at the end when she's doing her little speech, came out on stage and just like, when she said like, "This is Gail Weathers," did a little like twirl across the stage, and it just was so like perfect. But anyway, I've been talking for a long time. I think
I could talk about Scream forever. And like you said, you think there's no good sequels, and I think it's one of the most perfect franchises. So that's going to be where we disagree.
Oh, wild that you're so wrong and that you have a show about movies.
I think the worst movie in the Scream franchise is very watchable.
That's a big claim. I'm gonna mute myself now.
All right. Finally returning to the show. Just always a thrill to have him here. Elsie Clark, welcome back to the show.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Just the most. Marty is in bed and you're still the most comfortable person on the Zoom.
It's cold.
It is cold. This is this is great. I should have done this forever ago.
I mean, that is the thing that during the pandemic I really committed to, was the fact that just about any article of clothing I buy has to be the most comfortable article of clothing I can find. There's no reason to not be comfortable when options exist.
I've made the leap. Sorry to jump in, but when I get home from work, if there's nothing going on, I straight up Fred Rogers it, and I get out of my work outside clothing and I get into comfortable clothing immediately. I don't know if
Put
this
on a
means
new set of shoes and a sweater vest.
that is exactly what happens, except it's more like a sweatshirt and pajama bottoms. I mean, I don't know if this means I've just completely given up or if I'm just really laying into the comfort of it, but
Comfort
I'm much
is
happier.
in.
Sorry.
That's what's important. Elsie, speaking of people that jumped on this at the very last minute, and I'm so glad that they did, I've given you a little extra time to think. Have you come up with anything you want to talk about? Any movies?
Oh wow. No. I'm
Okay.
even like Googling different. Well, okay. So recently I saw the 2013 movie Now You See Me. And then I watched Now You See Me 2 from 2016. And there was gonna be a Now You See Me 3, but between the pandemic and the strike, it's starting to look unlikely. So it wouldn't even qualify for this game.
Did you enjoy those movies?
Wait a minute. I didn't finish the sequel. I don't know. I don't think I didn't enjoy it. I just like got to they're the perfect they're great movies to watch if you're like working or like doing something else. I
can
don't know,
see
but I
that.
really enjoyed the first one a lot. Big twist.
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming.
I haven't seen it, and it's just because I have a pet peeve in movies of CG magic tricks, where I'm just like, if you can do a magic trick, you should do the magic trick. And if you can't do the magic trick, then I'm not going to believe that the magic trick exists.
That's reasonable. I don't have that problem.
Yeah.
I was spellbound.
It's the same reason that I feel like I'm in the minority of really disliking The Prestige.
Oh.
Because of the twist at the end, where I'm just like, well, fuck you. How dare you make that how the trick is done?
I loved it.
Great movie.
I'll spoil The Prestige. It's 10 years newer than Scream, but
Billy Loomis.
the fact that it's just a cloning machine and one Christian Bale just dies every night.
That's great.
It's so dumb. But I say that as somebody who loves magic.
The other end of that spectrum is how amazing it is in The Sting, where you have the shot of Paul Newman, and then it cuts to these hands, and he's shuffling, and he's doing all these stupid tricks, and then it cuts to him, and he's shuffling, and then he does this amazing trick, and then he comes back like that, and then it pans up, and it's really Newman doing it. So they play with your head, then they pan or tilt that back down, and then he fucks the trick up. It's so brilliant that they're playing with your expectations. They blow you away that he's actually done this, and then his character fucks up the trick. It's just such a great little.
I gotta see The Sting.
Oh yes, you do. What a great movie.
Yeah. I saw. I think the only reason I haven't seen it is because I hated Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. and just thought, well, I don't want to do any more Newman
George
Redford.
George Roy Hill. Yeah, no Newman's
Not to ruin the sting for you, but there's a Paul Newman clone that dies every day.
cloning. There's a cloning machine. I was on the fence
The
whether I was going to
same-
say it or not. Yeah.
That same twist happens in Cars. Well, yeah, the Now You See Me movies, that almost counts. Once they finally make Now You Don't.
She looks like the confused Jedi.
Well, thank you all for being back on the show. Like I said, it's always just such a fun time when I get to see all of you. Before we get to the regular game, let's do another one of these keywords games, get another point on the board, and see who goes first. This next movie has keywords like sticking tongue out at someone, caught in the rain, counting footsteps, deeply disturbed person.
Suspiria?
It is Suspiria.
Hey, what's up?
Nice.
I thought I could get away with that a little longer because that's one of those that I like to bring up of, it technically has 2 sequels.
I don't like that technicality. We're gonna bring up you're gonna restart a fight from like 2 years ago on what is and isn't a sequel.
Here, I'll clear this up. I went by IMDb. If IMDb has on their page followed by, I counted it as a movie that has sequels. So if you're angry at any of these decisions, blame IMDb.
And I will.
The other keywords in Suspiria: psychological thriller, part of a trilogy, dead woman with eyes open, stabbed in the heart, stained glass window, caught on barbed wire, falling through a skylight, American and foreign country, coven of witches, Italian horror, and ballet school.
You know what sucks about these keyword things? We haven't hit any of the ones that I wrote, just the name of the movie as a keyword. Put about 1,000 of them on IMDb, so waiting for you to hit one.
Planet of the Apes, one of the keywords is Planet of the Apes.
Yep, that was me.
Didn't include it because I thought it might give it away.
Oh, yeah, that was a flaw in my plan.
All right, well, that's 1 point to Marty. That means Marty's going to pick our first year for us. You all know how this game works, but if you're new here, here's what's going to happen. I've gone to this IMDb that we've talked so much about, the Internet Movie Database, and I've pulled parental warnings for a bunch of movies that started series, franchises, all of that. These parental warnings, I don't write them. I don't know who writes them. I've been doing this show for almost 3 years and nobody's come forward. And I'm starting to take it personally. I just have questions. I just want to talk. But in the meantime, what I've done is I've pulled these parental warnings. My friends here are going to try to guess movies based on those warnings. Marty, since you got that point, I'm going to give you first choice of years. Would you like us to start with a movie from 1993, 1999, or 2007?
1999.
1999. All right, first movie of the night from 1999 for 5 points under violence and gore. A helicopter runs into a building, causing numerous explosions and fires.
I can't remember how I raised my hand.
It is under reactions, and also if you're just raising your hand, I'll just call on you.
Okay, yeah, I found the yeah.
Okay,
I'll raise my hand. There we go.
Connor, what do you think?
It's not Fast and the Fast and the Furious.
It is not the Fast and the Furious.
I know.
They're still DVD VCR combos.
One of the best instances of escalation is the fact that the first one, they're stealing DVD players.
This is before they're going to outer space in a car. As they're stealing, they're lifting hot. Okay, technically.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, A woman in a wetsuit strips down to her underwear. Non-sexual.
I know this now.
Josh has a guess. Anybody else?
Yes.
All right. Connor, I'll go to you first. What do you think?
I think this is a song that ends with a great rap about sharks. Is this Deep Blue Sea?
Josh, what do you think?
Is Lake Placid?
It is not Lake Placid.
Oh, it's the other one. It is Deep Blue Sea.
However, my hat is like a shark fin. This is Deep Blue Sea.
It is Deep Blue Sea. Right? There's a real contradiction.
It's like a shark fin.
Both movies came out the same year, and there's both things happen in both movies.
For the record, they also like extensively cover Deep Blue Sea in the Shark Exploitation documentary.
Nice.
I almost wanted to talk about it during our shark conversation, and then thought, well, it might pop up tonight.
They were the Cinnabar sharks.
Other warnings in Deep Blue Sea. Several people die, most of whom are eaten alive. Frightening and intense scenes. A man's pet parrot is eaten in one gulp by a shark jumping out of the water. This may upset animal lovers.
No, it's a parrot.
And violence and gore. A shark eats an electrical cord and dies. A shark explodes. The body splatters to pieces and leaves a large pool of blood. And a room explodes with a shark inside.
Please, honestly, the first three clues could have been Lake Placid.
The one thing that Lake Placid has over Deep Blue Sea is Betty White's performance. If I had a dick, this is where I'd tell you to suck it.
Isn't Paul Walker in both Deep Blue Sea and the Fast and Furious? He is in Deep Blue Sea. Or was it? No, it wasn't Paul Walker. It was.
That was Thomas Jane.
No, you're thinking of Tammy and the T-Rex.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
That's what I meant to say. When I said Jurassic Park, I was thinking Tammy and the T-Rex.
Well, the sharks attacked and Tammy and the T-Rex.
That puts Connor at 4 points, Marty at 1, LC at 0, Josh at -1.
I tried.
Connor, would
Yes.
you like a movie from 1988, 2001, or 2008?
Let's go 88.
88.
Yeah.
From 1988 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. The overall premise of the film is very dark, and the themes of revenge are distressing. It is not as gory as many other R-rated creature features, but still creepy and violent. Marty has a guess. Anybody else? Connor also is going to guess. Connor, what do you think this movie is?
Yeah.
It's not Pumpkinhead.
Marty, what do you think?
The term creature feature threw me off, but I was gonna say Child's Play.
It is not Child's Play.
I don't think so.
And unfortunately, Connor is wrong because it is Pumpkinhead.
You're shitting me.
It is Pumpkinhead, and I don't know how you pulled that.
Honestly, I don't fucking either. Wow.
That is amazing to get that from that.
That's wow.
What was the clue again?
It's dark, and the themes of revenge are distressing, not as gory as other creature features, but creepy and violent.
I was talking about Lance Henriksen with one of my brothers yesterday, and that has to be why. But in my head, I was going, I think there's only one Pumpkinhead sequel, but we're doing this. I'm happy with that one.
I believe the only movie that Stan Winston ever directed.
Yeah, I think it is. Fucking genius, Stan Winston.
Fucking yeah. Hopefully going to talk a lot more about him in a couple of weeks.
That's awesome.
Other clues in Pumpkinhead that somehow got picked on the 5-point clue. Violence and gore. A teenage boy is impaled with a shotgun. Although it is on screen, the lighting is very dark and it's hard to make out any gory details. Violence and gore. The creature carves an upside-down crucifix onto a religious teenage girl's forehead. Violence and gore. It is revealed that in order to kill the creature, the person who summoned him must die. The man shoots himself, but he survives. He tells a teenage girl to kill him and end the creature's rampage. and frightening and intense scenes, the titular creature looks very grotesque. It's gigantic and has big white eyes with no pupils. It has a large deformed head and putrid body. And I guess, Elsie, it's just me and you now.
Oh boy. All right. That's
that
fine.
puts-
I'm already used to carrying this show.
we gotta get another LC hosted episode at some point.
Yep.
You gotta start preparing for your birthday.
Oh,
Madness.
yeah. All right.
That puts Connor at 9. Elsie and Marty tied at 0. Josh at -1.
Starting off the year right, Nick. Starting off the year right.
Josh,
Yeah.
would you
Can't
like a
fucking do
movie from 1962, 1995, or 2003?
I'm gonna go 95.
95. Okay, now Marty's comfy.
Yeah. Yes.
This is
It's cold.
This is the comfiest game show on YouTube. 1995 for 5 points under violence and gore. Lots of graphic violence, but tame compared to its 2 sequels.
Lots of graphic violence, but tame. Okay. All right.
The 2 sequels have more graphic violence.
Apparently.
For
It's
4 points.
The phrase lots of is diminished.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, in one scene, Julie Mott goes over to a cabinet and steals a set of handcuff keys to ensure that she won't be handcuffed again, and stuffed in down her shirt and presumably landing in one of her bra cups.
What was the name you said?
Julie Mott. Like the applesauce. Josh, what do you think this movie is?
They're gonna get this 4 points to get a -1. They'll get to -2.
That's usually how that works.
Species?
Is it what?
Species.
It is not Species.
Oh, that was a good stab.
Oh,
I said that many times throughout Species.
it wasn't as violent
The
as
kid.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, we briefly see Marcus Burnett and a bad guy briefly using the urinal before they start fighting in the strip club.
Strip club fighting.
Everybody was doing it.
I think I know that.
Marty, what do you think this movie is?
Nope. No.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called.
All right, Connor.
I mean, it's not, but the last time that worked, I think it's a Verhoeven film, so I'm gonna hope. Oh fuck, which one is it though? Striptease.
Striptease is both not the answer and not a Verhoeven film.
Then it's okay. and the one I'm thinking, I don't think is that violent, but okay.
The other one gets pretty violent. Josh, you've been on the show a million times. You know I can't call on you right now.
I know.
For 2 points under violence and gore, there's a brutal fight in a bathroom between a cop and several attackers. A man throws a bag over the cop's head and another punches him, but he kicks one of them in the face and knocks the other over. He smashes the other in the face with an object and then bashes another's head against a urinal, but is thrown into a fish tank. Josh? Hold on. Oh, no. Okay. Josh.
I'll do it.
Okay,
if you allow it.
Connor.
I'll do the other one that I had, which is also wrong. Showgirls.
Josh, what do you think?
I was gonna say Showgirls. I'm gonna say Showgirls. Fuck it.
Okay, Marty, what do you think?
Showgirls is the name of the movie I could not remember.
Showgirls surprisingly does have one sequel, but only one, called Showgirls Pennies from Heaven. It is not Showgirls.
Well, you got us all, Nick.
It's a movie that
Got me twice.
If you take out 2 scenes, it's an almost perfect movie. Final clue. Yep.
Okay. It's just,
What's up?
okay.
Showgirls
Like,
is so fun outside of the assault and everything leading up to those scenes.
Nick, how long would you define a scene? Because I would argue the majority of that movie is not good.
Okay, well then we would argue.
All right. See you after the show.
I hate it when you guys fight.
Like, yes, I mean, it's camp. Like, it's not. Gina Gershon and Elizabeth Berkley and Kyle MacLachlan are putting out some kind of career-defining performance in that movie. Especially Gina Gershon. I will not accept any Gina Gershon slander on this show.
I feel like it's one of those movies that defines the difference between campy and bad.
I think that there are dissertations on that very argument. Last clue for 1 point under violence and gore. In the beginning, 2 cops beat up some carjackers. One is elbowed in the face and the other is kicked in the groin.
That's the 1 point question.
In the beginning, 2 cops beat up some carjackers. One is elbowed in the face and the other is kicked in the groin. Well, it looks like nobody's gonna get this one. Oh well, what you gonna do? When they come for you, this is Bad Boys.
Oh, wow. Huh.
2 cops.
I get it now. Bad Boy.
I feel like I've said this before too, but I think the fact that it came out in 2020, the third one, and then other stuff happened, really made it so we don't talk about the fact that the villain in the third Bad Boys movie is an actual witch. Like, does spells witch.
What?
Wow.
It's incredible.
I have to see this movie now.
Well, Connor's down to 7 points.
Ha!
LC staying strong in second place at 0.
Lloyd
Marty at -1, Josh at -3. We've got one more movie before the next mini game. LC, you get to pick this, and I hope it's something you know. Would you like a movie from 1961, 1986, or 2006?
2006.
Also, I just got word that Marty's computer just restarted.
You're gonna get more than 3 points.
2006.
2006. Well, I think what I'm gonna do is just start reading these and catch Marty up to see if they can recover any points.
Right.
All right, this movie from 2006 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Oh, hold on. They're arriving. That is the fastest restart update. Marty, are you there?
Yeah,
Okay, you're on your phone now.
I am.
I was saying that is the fastest I've ever seen a computer update.
Oh no, it's on 14%, but I'm on my.
All right, well, let's do this from 2006 for 5 points under sex and nudity. None. This is a G-rated picture.
I was gonna say it because
All right, Josh, go ahead and say it.
this Cars.
Marty, what do you think?
I think this is High School Musical.
This is not Cars. This is not High School Musical.
You're wrong. You're
See?
absolutely wrong.
No, you're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
It's for 4 points under profanity. It is implied off screen while driving. A man gives another man the finger, whom he responds with, "I am physically incapable of doing that, sir."
You do this.
All right, Josh, you want to guess again?
Yeah, is it the other animated movie that came out in 2005? If I remember correctly, it was Over the Hedge.
It is not Over the Hedge either.
Really? I think you're wrong.
Is it 05 or is it 06?
06.
It was 6. Am I in the wrong- am I in the
For
wrong-
3
Yeah,
points
am I in the
under
wrong group?
profanity, Ted is quite fond of saying "sweet mother of science" and "darn that cramp."
Wait, done that cramp? No, I don't know it.
Okay. For 2 points under violence and gore, a hippo throws a monkey out of the ocean.
Oh.
We got 2 hands up. Anybody else?
I'm just gonna say it. I'm going for it.
Okay, go ahead and say it, Josh.
Madagascar.
Connor, what do you think?
I think it's Madagascar.
Marty, what do you think?
Madagascar.
It is not Madagascar.
Really?
Serious.
Look at Laura smile. Keep that movie's title out of your mouth.
Final clue for 1 point under violence and gore. A sea creature spits water at George. Marty has a guess. Elsie has a guess. Josh has a guess. Connor, did you want to jump in here?
Nah.
Okay, Josh, what do you think?
George of the Jungle.
Elsie, what do you think?
Oh. No,
Oh,
I was gonna say Curious George.
Marty,
Oh.
what do you think?
I'm also gonna say Curious George.
This is
Yeah.
the 5th animated movie that came out in 2006 with Will Ferrell and Drew Barrymore for some reason. This is Curious George.
Curiosity killed the George.
Just
Nice.
man
How
in the
many,
yellow hat wishes.
how many sequels did that have?
Like 3 or 4. I think they're all like direct to video, but they kept making those things.
Man in yellow hats watching Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom, going, "Wow, I'd love to be one of those guys." Come here,
He'd
George.
never be able to pull his hat out in time, though.
Come here, George. We're gonna find stuff in the kitchen to play with.
Connor is at 6 points. LC at 1 point. Marty at -2. Josh at -7.
Yeah, we were the best scorers last year.
Uh-huh.
What could I say? I just know more about movies than Josh or Marty.
All right, that brings us to our second mini game.
Not multiple choices.
This is a multiple choice mini game. In a
Uh-oh.
moment, I'm going to read you 4 choices. If you get it right, you get 4 points. If not, your next opponent can guess for 3. Next opponent can guess for 2. Last opponent gets 1 point if they remember the final option. All of these are franchises where all of the movies have different names. All I want you to tell me is which one of them is the first in that franchise.
Oh my god.
Josh, since you're at -7, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, let's do it.
Which of these James Bond movies is the first James Bond movie?
Oh, I already know this. Yeah, I know this.
Is it Dr. No, From Russia
Dr.
with Love, Goldfinger, or On Her Majesty's Secret Service?
It's Dr. No.
It is
No.
Dr. No.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service was one with George Lazenby,
It sure is.
which I actually love. I think George Lazenby was fantastic in that.
Have you seen the George Lazenby doc, The
I
Becoming
have not.
Bond?
I keep meaning to.
It's so fucking fun.
I keep meaning to. I have to check it out.
Well, that's 4 points to Josh. He gets the easiest one by really taking that first half of the game.
Thank you. I'm so glad. I'm so happy.
Marty, which of these movies was the first of the Jack Ryan movies?
Nick, I don't know who Jack Ryan is. I'm gonna...
Another answer too.
Is it Clear and Present Danger, The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, or The Sum of All Fears?
I have not heard of a single one of these movies. Wow, genuinely have not heard of a single one of these movies. Could you list those again?
Sure
please?
can. Clear and Present Danger, The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, or The Sum of All Fears?
I'm gonna go Clear and Present Danger. That sounds first-ish.
That is not correct. LC, is it The Hunt for Red October, Patriot Games, or The Sum of All Fears?
The Hunt for Red October.
That is correct for 3 points.
Thought I'd given hints.
That is the one where Alec Baldwin plays Jack Ryan. Then in the 2 sequels, Harrison Ford takes over for Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, because he shot him in
And
the face.
then Ben Affleck comes in. And I think now John Krasinski plays him in a TV series.
Chris
That's
Pine.
the only
Chris
Jack
Pine.
Ryan I've never
Chris
known.
Pine and then
Yeah.
John Krasinski. Because John Krasinski loves the CIA.
Yeah.
John Krasinski somehow makes Jim from The Office look like a good guy.
I know.
I've genuinely never heard of a single one of those movies. I feel,
You don't need to.
yeah.
Actually, it's funny because Hunt for October always reminds me of K9 the Widowmaker.
That makes sense. It's a submarine with Harrison.
One of my least favorite tropes in all the movies is that when they have the person speaking English but have a foreign accent.
Oh, that is the one thing. In The Hunt for Red October, you do get to see Sean Connery play a Russian.
Yeah.
And imagine what that sounds like. It just sounds like Sean Connery. He's as Russian as he is Spaniard and Highlander. LC, I got another one for you. Which of these movies was first in Park Chan-wook's Vengeance trilogy? Is it Lady Vengeance, The Man from Nowhere, Old Boy, or Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance?
What were all of them again?
Okay. Lady Vengeance, The Man from Nowhere, Old Boy, or Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance?
The Man from Nowhere?
That is incorrect. Connor, Lady Vengeance, Old Boy, or Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance?
I'm not sure. I'm going to go with Lady Vengeance.
That is also incorrect. Josh, he's narrowed it down to 2. Old Boy or Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance?
Pretty sure it's Old Boy.
Marty, what is the remaining movie here?
Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance.
Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance is the correct answer here. Old Boy is the second one, Lady Vengeance is the third one, and The Man from Nowhere is an unrelated movie.
Oh man, oh boy.
Well,
Oh, that's a mean thing to pull.
make me feel like a fucking idiot.
Hey, LC's got 1 point. Come on.
No, Elsie's got more than that. Just picked up 3 points on the last question.
Fine, make me look like an idiot.
All right, I plan on it. Connor, you get the last one.
Okay.
Which of these was the first movie in the original Lassie franchise?
Fuck.
Is it Courage of Lassie, Hills of Home, Lassie Come Home, or The Sun Comes Up?
Lassie, come home.
Lassie Come Home. is the first Lassie movie.
Shit
Yeah.
me. All right. Yeah,
That was
that's
easy
easy.
Doctor No.
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's this
That's what-
stack right there. That's the Bond books, which is nerdy, but
All right. Well, at the end of that round, Connor and Josh both picked up 4 points. LC picked up 3. Marty picked up 1. That puts Connor at 10, LC at 4, Marty at -1, Josh at -3.
Yeah, working my way
Yeah.
back.
All right. Well, Connor, I'm going to start with you this time.
okay.
Would you like a movie from 1986, 2000, or 2014?
I guess 86.
86.
86.
All right, 1986 for 5 points.
Reaction.
Under violence and gore, the very beginning of the movie portrays the effects of a nuclear explosion with people's skin melting and their eyeballs falling out. Connor has a guess. Anybody else?
Oh,
What?
can I back? Can I back?
You can
out?
back out.
Okay.
Yep.
This is the wrong year, I think.
I think I know what movie you're thinking of.
I think you do.
For 4 points under violence and gore, extreme graphic violence throughout the entire film. The film has incredibly realistic and truly graphic violence, and the film's violence includes body parts expanding, organs being expelled, showers of gore raining all over the place, and many more.
Wait,
Is it? I gotta try.
All right, Connor, what do you think?
It's not. That's how I open. RoboCop.
Josh, what do you
Oh,
think?
shit. Oh fuck. Toxic Avenger.
It is not RoboCop. It is also not the Toxic Avenger.
You're wrong.
Speaking of, I can't believe that movie hasn't come out yet. The new Toxic
Yeah, I know, I'm
Avenger.
looking forward to
That
it.
sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it does. I'm really pissed about the fact that it hasn't come out yet.
Peter Dinklage is the Toxic Avenger.
And they still give Uncle. They still give what's his name? Guy from
Lloyd?
Trauma. So yeah, Lloyd. They still got Uncle Lloyd some love, which is kind of great.
I mean, Lloyd Kaufman is now in at least one Disney-produced movie, thanks to Marvel.
Don't forget that David Lynch also directed a Disney film.
Yeah, but that was actually. I haven't seen. Is Straight Story worth watching?
It was nominated for an Oscar, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It
he
That
was.
does not mean anything.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm just saying.
I think I haven't seen it, so I'm speaking against myself, but I think it's worth it because it's David Lynch doing a heartwarming story. I think that alone, now it's 24 years later. Now I'm going to watch The Straight Story with Richard
It's like
Uh-huh.
Farnsworth.
Wes Craven's was The Music of the Heart.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Wes Craven got Meryl Streep for his.
Yeah.
Anyway,
John Carpenter's Starman. It's just
3 points, violence and
Right.
gore. Large amounts of gore and blood. Heads are constantly exploding. Sometimes entire bodies explode. Men are sliced up and blood splatters all over. The footage often gets blurry and psychedelic during the very graphic moments in the US release, but what happens is still very visible and super violent and gruesome. Connor, what do you think?
Predator.
Josh, what do you think?
this Evil Dead.
This is not Predator. This is also not Evil Dead.
No, you're wrong.
Guess it's no. Crazy explosion.
For 2 points under profanity, shit is used a few times. Little else in the Japanese version, however.
I know what movie this is, and I've been able to picture it from the goddamn beginning, and I cannot for the life of me remember what it's called because I haven't seen it since middle school.
I am very curious to find out if that is right.
Could you read the first clue before I throw my hand up? Is that all right?
Sure thing. The very beginning of the movie portrays the effects of a nuclear explosion with people's skin melting and their eyeballs falling out. Connor, what have you got?
It's not. Akira?
Josh, what do you think?
Yeah, I was gonna say Akira.
Josh and Connor are just locked together, losing points. This is not Akira.
Yeah.
That came out in '86. It is Akira.
Akira, I don't think has any film sequels.
It doesn't, but it's still Akira.
It feels like Akira.
I'll
I
take
think
Akira for
almost
Boston.
everything about this does say Akira. Last clue for 1 point under violence and gore. The main character, Kent Chihiro, is incredibly violent and relentlessly brutal. He fights enemies by poking their pressure points, and the foes can be seen expanding to ridiculous proportions and then exploding into 1,000 pieces like if they were balloons. And even if the most graphic parts were generally censored, all of these instances are clearly visible nonetheless, and they're very, very gory. This is clearly nothing compared to the anime series, and it's very realistic and disturbing.
God damn it.
All right, Josh, have you figured it out?
Yeah, it's Fist of the North Star.
It is Fist of the North Star. Is that what you were thinking, Marty? That sucks.
Oh, gee, I knew I should have known it from bodies exploding. Then again, there were so many bodies exploded in 1986. You had The Fly. You had.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't until like 20 years later did we let them hit the floor.
I know.
Oh,
I get it.
Yeah.
New metal. So, I think something was wrong with me. Too. Something was wrong.
Nothing's wrong with me.
Nothing's wrong with me. Yeah.
Connor's at 7, Elsie's at 4, Marty at -1, Josh at -5.
I lost points on that clue.
You sure did. Josh, would you like a movie from 1993, 2001, or 2007?
Let's go with 93.
93.
reactions.
1993 for 5 points under sex and nudity. Margaret gets Joey to kiss a doll's rear end. Under sex and nudity, Margaret gets Joey to kiss a doll's rear end.
Wait,
also, I should let Marty back in. I guess the computer started up again.
What about doll's butt?
Marty, did you get any of that? I don't know where you cut out.
I cut out where you asked me if I saw that movie, and I said, yes, I watched it with my neighbor. And then Josh said, oh, I should have thought of that with the exploding bodies. And that's all I heard.
All right. Well, Marty, we're on a movie from 1993 under sex and nudity. Margaret gets Joey to kiss a doll's rear end.
That certainly does not sound like anything I've seen before.
Okay.
Glad to be back.
I'm going to jump in here and I'm taking stabs.
Go ahead. Take those stabs. I
Three
can't wait
ninjas.
for LC to recommend a movie to me.
Three
What did you say?
ninjas. Three
It
ninjas.
is not Three Ninjas.
Hey, I'm losing already. I'm losing a lot by a lot.
You know what? Fine, I'll let you go.
Sorry, problem child.
It is also not Problem Child.
All right, good. I'm glad I'm losing points. I deserve that.
For 4 points under violence and gore, a man slips on mothballs, falls on his back, and then a canoe almost falls right on his crotch. Garden lanterns then tumble down on him.
Seriously?
Shit.
I like that Connor and Josh are opposite ends of the spectrum in this. Connor, what do you think?
Shit. The Little Rascals.
Josh, what do you think?
Dennis the Menace.
That's the other one I was going to say.
It is not The Little Rascals.
Come on.
This movie is Dennis the Menace.
That is fucking beautiful. Oh, Mr.
Great
Wilson.
pull.
Nice. Nice job.
I remember that. It was 93, so I graduated high school, but I remember Dennis the Menace coming out.
Oh my God. I love
In
that.
in Dennis the Menace, Walter Matthau plays Mr. Wilson. In the sequel, Don Rickles plays Mr. Wilson.
Holy shit. That
And
sounds
then
worth
it's,
watching.
and then
That's
it's
because
what's his face? Who's the guy who killed Natalie Wood?
Wagner?
Not Christopher Walken.
Robert Wagner.
Yeah,
Oh,
Robert Wagner plays Mr. Wilson in the third
I'm
one.
sorry. Don Rickles, though? I mean, I might watch that sequel.
Well, what's funny is that they basically go in descending order of what it would look like to kill a kid. like Walter Matthau definitely looks like he'd hug Dennis the Menace. Don Rickles looked like he'd probably eat Dennis the Menace. And of course, we all know what Robert Wagner would have done to Dennis the Menace.
No, we would not talk about what Robert Wagner would have done with Dennis the Menace.
No, we would not talk about that.
Especially Christopher Walken would not talk about it. Also in Dennis the Menace, violence and gore, the bad guy uses a knife to steal a kid's apple. His leg catches fire. He has some things which hit him in the head. 3 times he falls on a couch in the lake. 1 time he gets caught on a rope that's attached to a train. He has flatulence at one point after being fed an entire pot of beans. Played by
What a
Christopher
menace.
Lloyd as just like a filthy hobo. Sex and nudity, a boy reads an adult magazine and remarks about a model in their underwear. Mr. Wilson tells him, that's not for kids. And violence and gore, Dennis slingshots an aspirin into Mr. Wilson's throat, and he chokes slightly.
Nice.
Like, I don't know if John Hughes wrote this, but it really sounds like John Hughes wrote this.
What I want to know is, why do we all get very quiet? Like, you finish the Dennis Menace, we're all like, oh yeah, Dennis Menace. What a menace. We got to think about this quietly for a little bit.
Well, Connor now at 5 points. LC at 4 points. Marty at -1. Josh at -2.
Oh, I'm big. Look at this. Making a comeback.
Josh, I was quiet because I was thinking about work.
I just had Walter Matthau's voice in my head. It was great.
LC's just comfy.
LC's gonna Lloyd their way all the way to the win of this game. Where are we? LC gets to pick this one too. Would you like a movie from 1962, 2001, or 2008?
2001.
2001.
It's not going to be 2001. I only have one.
All right, 2001 for 5 points. Under violence and gore, an informant is found dead in his house. Moments later, a sniper narrowly misses Buck's head. A car bomb presumably kills a man. Buck is injured by the same blast. We see blood on his leg. A man callously shoots 2 men in the head. We see the wound on one of them. And just to give it away, it's not the sequel to Uncle Buck. Connor, Josh, what do you think?
No, it's not the sequel. Okay, I got it.
Connor, what do you think?
John Hughes on the mind. It's not, and it's really not, but The Bourne Identity.
Marty, what do you think?
Is this Kill Bill?
It is not The Bourne Identity. It is not Kill Bill.
The movie that famously had Volume 1 and Volume 2.
Yeah,
You know
but
what?
there is Buck, and he
There
likes
is
to
Buck.
party.
Yeah.
Josh, you think you're so fucking good from your -2 points down there?
You're right. You're at -2 too.
Yeah, we're going.
Make some room, guys. I'm headed down there.
Speaking of Suspiria, you're -2.
Boo!
Boo, boo.
For 4 points under sex and nudity, Ray and Hattie are heading in the direction of an affair. We see them canoodling along together on an airplane.
What was the first clue again?
A whole bunch of shit about an informant being found dead, and Buck's head misses by bullet by a sniper.
Okay, I got you.
Excuse me. Yep. For 3 points under frightening. Connor, what do you think?
It's not.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ocean. No, there's no Ocean's 11.
It is not Ocean's 11.
Just had to get that in there.
It's Ocean's 12.
They started with 12.
I love the fact that I get to say this clue now. For 3 points under frightening and intense scenes, the scene where the Antichrist is revealed is unsettling.
Oh, wait.
It's still not Ocean's 11.
It's Ocean's 8.
No matter
was the
how
first
you
one, right?
feel about Brad Pitt.
Ocean's 8 was the first one, wasn't it?
Could you just say that one more time? I'm sorry.
The scene in which the Antichrist is revealed is unsettling.
I feel like I should know this.
For 2 points under violence and gore, in the immediate aftermath, we hear a large number of passenger airplanes that crashed due to missing flight crews. Elsewhere, Chloe comes across a massive traffic accident, and we see several bloodied and panicked people.
Oh my god, I really know this movie and I can't think of what it is.
It's
For 1 point under frightening and intense scenes, the rapture scene is somewhat intense, but it's meant to be more of an eye-opener for unbelievers.
oh
Feels like a straight people movie.
oh no.
Oh, you don't even know, Marty. Josh, what do you think this movie is?
No.
Is this Left Behind?
Connor, what do you think?
Is this Left Behind?
Elsie, what do you think?
Is this the working title for Home Alone? Left Behind?
This is starring everyone's favorite good guy, Kirk Cameron. This is Left Behind, the movie.
So what's funny is it was all going a different way, so I thought it was a different movie entirely. And then it was just funny because I was like I've seen this movie. I've never seen Left Behind.
In my defense, this is not one of the 3 Kirk Cameron movies I had to watch a presentation of Mary Academy for a grade.
I'm shocked. This feels like one they would have put on for you.
I'm shocked. Well, this feels so. Carrie has talked to me extensively about this movie, but this feels like less Catholic and more evangelical.
I guess that makes sense. But I feel like this is the biggest, like, non-Disney Kirk Cameron movie.
Fair. We had to watch the porn one, Fireproof.
Oh, shit, I forgot Fireproof.
Those clues were bonkers to end up being Left Behind.
A whole lot of
Wow.
shit happens in that movie.
Yeah. Throw Don Rickles in and I'm watching it.
All right, well, Marty has fallen to last place at -2. Josh at -1. Connor at 4, Elsie at 5.
Yeah, I'll say.
We engineered this win perfectly. No one will suspect.
All right, this is the last one before we go to the final question, and Marty, you get to pick it. Would you like a movie, Marty, from 1961, 1986, or 2000?
I don't like any of those. Could you repeat the 2 that aren't in the 60s?
86 or 2000?
86 or 2000. 2000.
2000. Final movie from 2000 for 5 points under frightening and intense scenes. The ending is tragic and may surprise some viewers. The deaths may be intense for some viewers. Marty, what do you think this movie is?
I think this is Final Destination.
Connor, what do you think?
Excuse me. Let's see. I'll go with 2002's Gangs of New York.
This is it's not Final Destination, but this is the one that started the long-running franchise, the Gangs of America. This is Gangs of New York.
2 years
for 4
later.
points. 4 points under violence and gore.
I'm so confused.
A teen girl vomits blood.
2000, huh?
2000. A teen girl vomits blood.
The first clue was
Ending is tragic and may surprise some viewers. Death scenes may be intense for some viewers. Josh, what do you think?
it's The Faculty.
Marty, what do you think?
This is a shot in the dark, but The Ring.
This is not The Faculty. This is also not The Ring.
Faculty was a good movie, though.
Faculty is, both of those are good movies.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen The Ring because I know it's going to scare me too much.
It's up there on scariest PG-13 horrors.
Wow, that's PG-13, huh?
Uh-huh.
They get yeah.
They get away with a lot in that movie.
Yeah.
I can show that to my work kids with a permission slip. That's good to know.
You absolutely should.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare them for it. Just show them the tape first. And then have somebody call you.
Oh boy.
You're gonna kill so many kids.
For 3 points under sex and nudity, there's a lot of talk about menstruation among girls. There are some scenes where a girl is shown bleeding as she's having periods. There's a lot of blood shown dripping down through legs on the ground. Blood stains on panties are shown.
I was just gonna say it.
Somehow a girl is having multiple periods in this movie. Josh, what do you think?
Bridge to Terabithia.
Connor, what do you think?
Ginger Snaps.
Oh my
It
god.
is not Bridge to Terabithia. I really expected Marty to be on this by clue 4. This is
I'm
Ginger
so
Snap.
mad.
Oh, fuck.
I'm so
Actually,
mad.
I won the Ginger Snaps trilogy on DVD from some now defunct horror website.
Oh, man.
What a great fucking movie.
It's a great
It
fucking
is.
movie.
I'm
No,
so mad.
They're both so
As
incredible in
soon
it.
as you said
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
2 points, violence and gore. A teen girl tries to cut off her tail. Blood is shown.
God.
Yeah, this
And violence and gore. A teen boy is dragged off screen by a werewolf. Trail of blood is shown as well as his bloody body.
yeah, Ginger Snaps is definitely better than my version than the version we just built, the Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh, man. Good movie.
I mean,
Are the sequels
it's
any
weird
good, though?
that it's weird
Two
that
is
in
good.
both Bridge to Terabithia and Ginger Snaps, the girl turns into a werewolf.
Two is very good, Connor.
Three's
But
no
the
good.
third one was
I'll visit them in October.
I do. I like the sequel title, Ginger Snaps Back.
Yeah.
All right, that brings us to the final question. In a moment, I will ask you a number-based question. Whoever gets closest gets the points they wager. If you get it exactly right, you get an extra 3 points. This is really between two of you right now.
Oh, come on. Don't be mean.
This is a question related to an actor's filmography. Connor, you can wager up to 6 points. LC, you can wager up to 5 points. Marty, you can wager up to 4 points. Josh, you can wager up to 3 points.
Yay, 3 points.
Connor's at 6. LC's at 5. Josh is at -3. Marty is at -4.
If I get it right, I get 3 points.
You do, and it is possible for either you or Marty to still win, depending on how Connor and LC wager. All right, I've got everybody's guesses in.
Guesses.
This man has been in, I think, around 150 movies. Christopher Lee. How many Christopher Lee's movies that he appeared in have 2 or more sequels? How many Christopher Lee movies started series?
So you're looking for the amount of series that
Yep.
Okay.
The amount of first movies.
Okay.
So I want you to privately message me the amount of first movies you think actor Christopher Lee was in.
And solely in the initial movie of the series.
Just the initial movie. So
Wait,
no
sorry.
Gremlins 2 for multiple reasons.
Sorry to belabor.
It's just the original one. Right? Let me change my answer. Go with yeah. Do that one.
All right. I've got all of your guesses in. Connor guessed 3 movies. Josh guessed
what?
4.
Wait.
Oh,
No,
wait, no, I sorry. Connor guessed 8 movies. Josh guessed 3 movies. I had a bunch of things come up at the same time. Oh, that's why, because Josh sent me 2 different answers.
I changed my answer to the last one.
Yeah, so Josh 3, Connor 8, Elsie 25, Marty 32.
That
Marty
is a
thinks
spread.
that Christopher Lee started in 32 different movies that started series.
It's all guess.
That's a lot of Hammer series.
Starting in 1957, he was in The Curse of Frankenstein. 1958, Horror of Dracula. 1959, The Mummy. 1965, Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. 1973, The Three Musketeers.
Oh, yeah.
And 2001, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. He was in 6 movies altogether.
Damn.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
That means Marty was off by 26. Elsie was off by 19.
I should stay with my first answer.
Josh was off by 3. Connor was off by 2. Means Connor's getting his points. It means our final scores tonight. Marty wagered 4, loses 4. Elsie wagered 5, loses all 5 points. Josh wagered 3, loses 3 points. But our winner and the only one with a positive score tonight, Connor gains 3 points off of that, meaning Connor is our winner tonight with 9 points.
I don't care about points, but I think you love saying 3 when it comes. Look at that shaking fist. Is that not a 5 points that I threw up
It
there?
sure is. Jesus Christ.
So I put up 8 and he goes 3. I put up 5 and he goes, not 3.
It's always 3.
It's 3s, baby. It's
okay,
3s.
this feels better. 11 points. We get to
end I don't give
the
a
first
fuck,
episode of the year in a double-digit win.
On the 11th, no less.
Yeah, it's
on the 11th,
11
no less.
on
Right.
11 points on the 11th.
I was kind of expecting a few more of like the Hammer horror years, for there to be a couple more in there, but man, some of those are fucking bonkers, and I really dig them. The horror of Dracula is great. I don't know if you guys like those.
I don't like the character of Dracula. I find every time I've watched a Dracula movie, I find Dracula to be the most uninteresting part.
Have you seen a horror of Dracula, the first Hammer one? Okay, yep. You did. I like the way that it was set up screenplay wise. It's sort of like a slow reveal. It's a little bit different. I don't know. I just love his crazy eye Dracula in those. They get so fucking crazy. Sorry,
have you never seen Dracula Unbound starring Lee Evans?
Oh, Untold?
I will say
Dracula Untold?
It is Dracula Untold, that's what I meant. Nicolas Cage and Renfield is fun. Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult are great in Renfield. The problem is there's a whole other movie happening in Renfield that they aren't involved in, and there's no reason for it to be there.
That's the way with a lot of Nicolas Cage movies recently.
All right. Well, that's our game. Thank you so much, all of our players. Before we go, if there's anything you'd like to promote, anything you want to talk about, or just anywhere you want to be found, anything at all. It's been like a week and a half and I forgot my script. Uh let's start with Marty. Marty at -8 points.
Listen, I'm proud to start the year off at such a low because I can only go up from here. And
I like at the end of last year, you and Josh were off by 3 points on the highest scores of the year. Right now, the two of you are off by 2 points in the lowest scores of the year.
I'm gaining.
we're consistent.
So, Marty, anything you want to talk about?
Not really. It's cold in the Midwest. Yeah, that's all I
All
got.
right, let's accelerate global warming.
Done. No problem there, pal. We did it.
Oh, real quick, I just pulled this up. The other movies we didn't get to, John Wick, Critters, the original The Parent Trap, Open Water, Beverly Hills Chihuahua, Reno 911 Miami, and Lawrence of Arabia, which I just learned has 2 sequels.
What are those?
Chuck of
One
Arabia.
of them stars Ray Fiennes as Lawrence.
Oh.
Chuck of Arabia and John of Arabia.
Josh, -6 points. Anything you want to say before we leave?
I think I just did. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Elsie, a respectable 0 points. Anything you would like to say before we end this broadcast?
Stick to your dreams, stay in school, and just, stay hydrated.
He's a comfy Sith Lord.
More like a
Just
Sith
comfiest.
Lord.
Darth Comfius.
Finally, our winner tonight, Conor Shanahan. First of all, is there a movie you would like me to watch over the next 4 days?
I mean, if you want to, I would say the Fallen Kingdom just to see fuck, man. Oh God.
Look, I don't, but if you're assigning it to me, I will.
Were we talking about another one, Josh, that you were just mentioning?
Jaws 3D.
Jaws 3D. Oh God, I kind of want to make you do Forbidden Kingdom. Jaws 3D is
Kingdom.
Yeah, sorry, but
no, that's
I think you'll appreciate how many
this is the
stupid
only
ideas
way,
they
this is the only way I would have.
You're gonna watch it, right?
Yeah,
then great.
I would not have watched it if you didn't make me.
I think the only reason I saw it, well, obviously I was a kid when Jurassic Park came out and it was great, but I had AMC stubs at the time. I still do, but I was like, okay, well, whatever, I'll go see this.
Oh yeah.
So it's fine, but
all right, Fallen Kingdom. I will watch by Monday.
Yeah,
why not?
Enjoy it, man.
I got a couple of days to get high and watch some dinos. Anything you want to leave us with, Connor?
Some dinos dying too. I mean, I'm like that example. I think many of us maybe are, where I'm like the introverted extrovert or the extroverted introvert, and I hate fucking plugging stuff. If you're so interested in seeing a guy try to fucking make his way through some music, I have a YouTube channel. It's just my name. And in 23, I did a song a week, and I was just like trying to keep it going and get better about the recording and mixing. And I didn't. Some of those are okay. A lot of them are not. So I was like, okay, I'll take it easy in 24. So I'm doing 240 songs in 2024, just about a song a day. And so if you'd like to go ask me to do something or just, check that shit out, it's just my name. And yeah. And this is, I just want to give a shout out to Elsie's brother who sent me this, which is just amazing. So thank you, brother.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. So all right. And thanks for reaching out and having me on. It's always fun. This was a fun time.
I can't wait for song 200 when you run out of inspiration and just all of a sudden make a song that says "Eat, Cry, Shit."
Yeah. Oh, you mean song 20? Okay. Yeah.
Song 20.
That is my favorite Blur song.
Mm-hmm.
Eat, Cry, Shit. That's what caused David to leave the band.
Yeah, go follow Connor.
Oh.
He is underselling himself as a musician.
Oh, thanks, man.
You're gonna enjoy yourself.
That's very nice.
Once again, thank you so much to Conor Shanahan, LC Clark, Josh Poirier, Marty Viscosi. I'm Nick Martucci. You can find me on all social media at Blundering Idiom. Find the show on Facebook, search Inappropriate Movie Database, or click the link in the description of this video. Twitter and Instagram at IMDb Game. If you want to see live comedy and you're in the Eastern Massachusetts area, I will be in Lawrence, Massachusetts next Thursday night, the 18th, at Spigot River Brewery. That show's going to be fun. It's going to be me, Maxwell Schultz, and Freddie Scabelli are hosting it. They've both been on the show. Amma Marfa is going to be on that show, and she's always fantastic. And I'll try to do comedy. It's going to be a fun night, and it's at a brewery, so there's like food and beer. So if you don't like comedy, eat.
And blankets.
Other than that, we do this show. This is an outlier. Normally, we do this show every Monday night. As of right now, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Try to give my East Coast friends a little less of a nighttime commitment. So come back here next Monday night in a few days, where we're doing movies with child protagonists. And if you like this video, watch all the other videos, like, subscribe. I'm not your mom. I can't tell you what to do, but it'd be really nice if you did. I'd really appreciate it. I don't when YouTubers tell me to, but maybe you're better than me. Other than that, thank